Now we're done stitching the base together. So we have the 27 inch, that's the 25 with the extra 2 inches. So we have the 25 inches sewn together, and then we have the 23 inches sewn together. Now the 23 inches, don't forget that it is hemmed at the 2 sides. We hem it, and that's folding twice and sewing down. But the other side, which is the 25 inches, which has the extra 1 inch on both sides, is not sewn down. It is going to be woven by the it's going to be locked by the interlocking machine, by the whipping machine. That's what we're going to use to lock the ends of this side. And don't forget, we'll cut our C, and you know the reason why. I'll explain the reason why we had to cut that C later on when we start to pleat. So now our base is ready to go for locking or whipping, as the name you prefer to call it. So the base is ready. So we'll move to the next one, which is the crown. So now, after cutting our crown into the different 8 layers, the first one is our 55. You remember that the first one is 55 and the next one is 19. So now I would attach the 19 to the 55, and don't forget the technique of attachment that I explained the other time. You fold the 55 into equal half, and then you fold your 19 into equal half. Then you place your 19, the folded part of the 19, place it just beside the middle of the folded part of the 55, like this, just the way I have it, like this, to get the point at which you start your stitching. So this way you can open up your 19, open it up this way, then you open your 55 this way. So when you do this, that means the middle of the 19 will correspond with the middle of the 55 that you folded. So then you can pick the end of the 19 and place it to the end of the 55 here. That way you'll be able to stitch. So with this pattern of stitching, it would help us to get the same amount of fabric on both ends of the 19. I hope you got that. We want to have equal amount of fabric on both ends, like this. So we have equal amount of fabric. So I'll just stitch it together very lightly, so you make sure your stitch is not too wide. When you place your 19 on the 55, make sure it's as thin as possible. And the reason why we do that, I would explain when we start to pleat. So I'm done stitching the 19 to the 55. The next one that followed the 19 is my 20. But don't forget that the 20, I added 1 inch on both sides while cutting. So the 20 is going to come out to be like 22 right now. So now before I can put the 20, I'll place it on each end and look at it. I must have equal amount of fabric on both ends. This way, so it mustn't be pulled to one side. So it's not like I should have more fabric at the edge of one side than the one on the other. So I must have equal amount of, like, probably 1 inch on both sides or half an inch on both sides, depending on the amount of allowance I gave it. So now don't forget, I always say this, make sure your flap on each other when you place the fabric ends, that is the tip of the fabric on each other, make sure it's as thin as possible. You know, that makes your pleat neater. Then you can always check back in case your sewing is, probably your fabric, you know, don't flap on each other. So I'll check back, you know, after I finish sewing. I'll check the ends and make sure that it's well sewn. If not, I'll reverse it back using the reverse to take my stitches back, so that it will cover up any loose ends. This time I'm not pulling. Okay. I think I should have loose ends here. Okay, I'll just reverse it back a little bit. Okay, then bring it forward more. Okay, now I've attached the 20 to the 19 and the 19 to the 55. So we keep on attaching, and don't forget your arrangement. While we did the cutting, we arranged it. So the arrangement was from 55 to 19, from 19 to 20, 20 to 21. So I have it arranged here. So I'll pick it as arranged, so I don't have to check the measurements, you know, while sewing, because I already arranged it accordingly the way I want it to be, you know, on my stitching pattern. So now this one, the next one will be like I think 23, yes. So I'll just place it at the end of the 20 that I just stitched now, and make sure that I have equal fabric on both sides. So I'll make sure I have equal fabric on both sides like this, so I don't have it pulled to one side and the other, because when it's pulled to one side, it will kind of affect the outcome of our fabric, of our otuyere. So this way I can stitch. Okay, now this is now I'm about sewing the 23 to the 20, and you know we have the 55, the 19, the 20, and then I'm about putting the 23, or is it the 21 to the 23. So now what happened is, following the pattern of stitching we've been following, you know, the way I said we should attach, you should arrange your each fabric before stitching, you know, leaving equal amounts of fabric on both ends. So that's the way you do it all through to your 23, your 25, your 27, and then to the last one, which is the 45. So you just continue this process until we get to the end. So by the time I'm done stitching, I'll just come back and then we'll do the concluding part, which is attaching the 45 to the other 7 layers that I would have joined. Now I'm done stitching to the 7th layer. Then okay, I've not added the 8th layer, which is the top of the crown. So now we have the first layer, which is the 55, followed by the second layer, which is the 19, the third layer, which is the 20, the fourth layer, which is the 21, the fifth layer, which is the 23, and the sixth layer, which is the 27. No, 23, followed by the sixth layer, 25, the 7th layer, which is the 27th. 7. So next to the 27 layer is our 45. So we're supposed to attach this to the 7th layer. So to do this, we'll use the same mechanism we used at the beginning where we had the tie. So because they are quite long, so you have to fold it into 2 equal halves. So I'm folding the 45 into 2 equal halves like this, so as to get the point at which I'll place it. So I'll fold this other part too. I'll fold the other stitched layers into 2 equal halves at the point where I attached my 27. Yeah, so I'll fold it into 2 equal halves too. Just the same mechanism we use when we're going to attach our 19 to our 55. Yeah. Okay, now then I'll take the 45 that I already folded into 2 halves and place it just by the side of the one of the 27. So I'll have this, then I'll open up. The reason why we do this, we want to have equal fabric on both ends. So then I'll open this up this way and do the same thing to the one of the layered the 27 point of the layered ashoke. So that means I have this. So this way it would help me, or it would help me keep my fabric to be the same length on both sides. So I'll hold it this way and put it in the machine. So I have to check it so that I can have the thin flap, that is thin layer of both ends of the fabric on each other to stitch together. So I don't want to have it too wide so that it won't affect my pleating, because when they layered on each other, there is a point where you stitch. When it's too much, it will not make your pleating to come out well. It will affect the quality of the pleats. So I'm trying to fix the thread. It came out of the needle. So I'll put it back, then start to sew. While I'm sewing, I'm checking the back. Hope there is no loose ends at all. So now I'm done attaching the top of our crown to the other 7 layers of our crown. So this way we have 8 layers already. So I said earlier on that if it's a bridal gele, or probably our clients like their gele very high, I'll add extra one more, and the extra one more layer I'll add is going to be just in between the 27 here and the 50 and the 45. That's where I'll put it. So instead of making it, I'll just add 2 inches to 27, so it'll be about 29 inches. So now we're done. So the next thing is we take it to the overlocking unit to whip or overlock the edges. So see you at the overlocking unit. Thank you so much.